Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Kotar. And it is time to leave Dantooine finally, guys. We will be boarding the Ebon Hawk and traveling to one of the new worlds that may have Starforge pieces, or at least, whoa. Padawan, a word if I may. There are many rumors about your most recent meeting with the Jedi Council. There's talk that they are sending you on a mission to help us against Malak and the Sith. This is the Republic guy, isn't it? How do you know the Council gave me a mission? Now he's wearing Jedi robes. I saw you going into the Council chambers. You were in there for some time, and I naturally assumed the Council had given you a task to perform. Well, you know what they say about assumptions. Please understand that I'm not asking you to reveal anything that could endanger the Order or the Republic. Whatever task the Council has given you is for your ears, not mine. I only wanted to wish you well and to warn you to be careful. There are many evils out there, many dangers. The Sith are not the only minions of the dark side. What are you talking about? Master Doric has been training me to succeed him as chronicler here in the Academy. In my studies, I have come across tales of creatures that are born of the dark side. Monsters of pure evil. The worst of these abominations is the Tarantetic, a beast that feeds on the blood of those who are strong in the Force. Over the centuries, many Jedi have fallen to their ravenous hunger. What makes this creature so dangerous? The Tarantetic is a predator, and we Jedi are its prey. They are incredibly strong with a primal cunning, and they have an inborn resistance to the Force. There are some who believe it is a monster bred by the ancient Sith, and spread throughout the galaxy to destroy the Jedi. Fortunately, it's quite rare. They only dwell in the most dangerous and darkest of places. In fact, one has not been seen in nearly 40 years. Then why are you worried about them now? This is not the first time they've vanished for long periods of time. Many believe they lay dormant for years only to rise and hunt when the power of the dark side waxes full. I fear Malak's rise may have woken these creatures from their dormant state. Once the Sith are beaten, I would not be surprised if the Council organized another great hunt to try and exterminate them. The Great Hunt? What's that? The Great Hunt was organized by the Jedi Council shortly after the war against Exar Kun. Jedi were scattered throughout the galaxy, helping to rebuild from the devastation. Many Jedi vanished during this period, disappearing from a variety of worlds without warning. We did not know they had been slain until their mutilated bodies began to be discovered. The Council investigated and discovered the Tarantetic were behind the killings. It was decided the galaxy had to be purged of these insatiable monsters, though the cost proved high. What was the cost? Many Jedi banded together and journeyed to the planets they were suspected of harboring it. The Great Hunt did not rest until all the creatures had been slain, or almost all. There were still rumors of them on the planet of Korriban, a dark world some believe to be the birthplace of the Sith. That is where Exar Kun was corrupted during the First Sith War. They never went to Korriban. The Council, fearing more Jedi might fall to the dark side, declared the Great Hunt was officially over, though 3 Jedi were appointed to continue the work. Why? What was so special about those 3? The Jedi chosen to continue the hunt on their own were Durun Keldroma, Gunhan Saresh, and Shayla Nur. These 3 shared a powerful bond, and each of them was devoted to the light. The Council felt that together they would be able to defeat any Tarantetic that they found, and by supporting each other they could resist the temptations of Korriban and the lure of the dark side. But none of the 3 survived. Their master felt them become one with the Force when they left this world. He believed they were slain by one of the monsters they sought. The Council felt it was too dangerous to send anyone else in search of their remains, so their exact fate is not known. But let their deaths serve as a warning to you, Padawan. Thanks for the warning. I'll be careful. A final warning as you go, Padawan. Do not underestimate them. If you do, you may suffer the same fate as those who disappeared after the Great Hunt. Well, that's some interesting recon. That's something that Seth would really appreciate, considering the fact that he's a scout, learning as much as he can about, you know, the terrain around him. And I think that's pretty much it, so let's go ahead and... Of course. Thank you, Karth. Sure, let's have story time real quick.
Yes, what's on your mind?
You've been very quietly lately. You know that? Very quiet lately.
Have I been quiet? Suppose I have. I guess I just don't like being left out of the loop.
I'm not the one leaving you out of the loop, Karth.
No? Well, you certainly aren't helping matters any either. And it's really starting to irritate me. For one thing, I want to know what the Jedi Council said to you. They pulled you in there and refused to tell me a thing about it.
That is none of your concern, Karth. And you would do well to leave the matter be.
I respect you, Bastila, but you've been as closed-mouthed as the rest of the Council. If you won't talk to me, then maybe somebody else will.
Okay. They thought it was more important that I help find the star maps than stay.
And why is that? You were a great help on Terrace, but why would they keep you with us? Don't they have to train you?
They said there's a bond between Bastila and myself.
A bond? What kind of bond? You mean to say that they told you that you were tied to Bastila in some way? I have trouble believing that. You're a neophyte Padawan who's been saddled with the responsibility of tracking down these star maps. Why? That's not normal. I am not trying to provoke you or to imply that you're somehow responsible for the Jedi Council, but give me a hand here. There has to be a reason.
What should I say here? Well, Bastila and I have a bond. We have to do this together, and that's all I'm going to say.
And what does that mean? Is this more of that destiny garbage that the Jedi keep talking about? Well, that can't be it. Well, I'll tell you this much. I'm not going to wait around until I'm betrayed again.
Okay. I am not going to betray you. I am not Saul.
Yeah, we'll just see about that, won't we? Look, I didn't mean it that way. I want to get to Saul, not... No, forget it. It just seems that all I can do is insult you, isn't it?
Yep.
Just forget I said anything. Let's just get on with what we were doing.
Man, Karth must be fun at parties. Okay, can we leave the planet now? Is that okay with both of you? Huh? Alright. Thank God. Well, let's go ahead and check. See if anyone else has anything new to say.
Hey there, what can I do for you?
Talk about...
Don't tell me you believe Lena's lies. Griff might be working as a miner on Dantooine, but the rest of her story is bantha poodoo. You can't trust someone like her. At least Griff's free of her clutches. I'd like to go speak to the Circa Corp rep on Dantooine if we have time. Maybe I can arrange to see my brother again.
We'll find your brother mission.
I just hope he's not in any kind of trouble when we do.
I bet he will be. That's kind of our lot in life. To use a C-3PO quote. Candrace, you got anything new to say?
Yeah, what do you want?
Any more war stories?
You want another war story, huh? You want to hear about some other world getting wasted, eh? I knew you were the type. Your stagnant republic has never seen some of the strange creatures and races we fought on the Outer Rim in those years. And you never will now.
What do you mean?
If a world isn't strong enough to defend itself, it's basically forfeit. But this story is about something a little different. We were going through the asteroid fields of the Crispin system at the very edge of the galaxy, playing with the pirates and smugglers we found there. The main belt in the Crispin system consists of mainly small rocks covered in frozen methane gas shells, and the pirates were using them for cover. Ha! I remember using a thermal generator to cause the outer layer of one of the asteroids to vaporize in a picosecond. It blew out and shredded the 3 smugglers using it for cover. But that was a mistake.
Did it backfire?
The asteroid I had targeted was smaller than most, maybe a dozen meters on a side. On the outside, it looked the same as any other, just a ball covered in frozen gas. But something must have been inside it, something inactive in the cold. The heat of my blast might have triggered something or woken something up. After I'd hit it, spots of light and heat appeared all over the thin shell, still covering it, evaporating the gases. What lay underneath looked like some sort of rocky growth. A deformed rock, pitted by scores of micrometeorite scars. I think something even older might have been inside that.
An asteroid?
Maybe, but maybe not. It started rotating faster and faster as we watched it. After a second, it started spraying fire, thermal projectiles that melted our armor like wax. We were caught completely by surprise. Before we could counterattack, it fled at an incredible speed.
A ship?
We couldn't catch it, but we could follow its hyperspace wake. We followed its trail as far as we could, heading away from the galactic core. When it finally led beyond the edge of our galaxy, we abandoned our efforts. Anything that wants to commit suicide in that great void is not worth our trouble trying to catch. That's the only story I have for now. I'll tell you some more stuff later if we get the chance. Is there something else you want to know?
That was a cool story.
Your choice. I'm here if you want something done right.
Doesn't sound like... Well, actually, it sounds like multiple aliens in the Star Wars mythos, but...
Yeah, what do you...
Any more war stories?
I don't have as many strange stories like the last one I told you, but I do have a couple about me and the stuff I've done. In one battle above the world of Althir, my unit managed to defeat a force of Althiri 10 times our own size. That battle gained me command of an entire subsect of my clan.
Ah, got a promotion. Tell me the story.
For 5 days, they had managed to hold off our forces, keeping us to the outer rings of their world, preventing us from attacking it directly. My task was to assault one of their flanks with a false attack. The Althiri would be drawn out by the units I had sent in. Once they had surrounded those units, the bulk of my forces would attack from the rear and defeat them in detail.
Did it work?
Things didn't go as I had planned. I saw an opening, a mistake they had made in the disposition of their forces, and took it. While fending off our main force, they had let their fleet split in two. The center of their entire fleet was left exposed. I turned my forces and assaulted the center of their fleet, decimating them.
You took them down by a factor of 10? What did they do?
Their slow, ponderous ship could not turn to face us without being overwhelmed. The command vessels were destroyed in seconds. Their ranks were thrown into chaos. It was amusing to watch the surviving ships scatter and flee. Several even tried to dive through the plane of the rings to escape us. They were shredded by the rings, or crashed into rocks, or were destroyed by our forces as we pursued them. Warriors do not flee from a battle if they are losing. They fight to the end, as we did against your Jedi Revan. Another time, maybe, I'll tell you about how the war with the Republic went. For now, let's just get on with things. Is there something else you want to know?
So we talked about the triumph, and then we're going to talk about the tragedy.
Your choice.
At least in the Mandalorian sense.
Yeah, what do you...
And no more stories from Canderous, unfortunately. I could listen to that voice actor talk all day. Let's see. Metal box. Ooh. Huh, hidden compartment. Alrighty. Is there anyone... Oh, wait. Juhani should be on board. Where is she? That's what we needed to do. We needed to talk to our new soldier. Was she here? I do not see the cat lady. Ah, there she is.
I feel I must apologize for the way I acted towards you before in the Grove. It was wrong of me.
You thought the dark side had consumed you. It's nothing.
I am sorry for attacking you. I am sorry for thinking you would only try to kill me. I hope that by helping you in your task, I may redeem myself in your eyes, and in my own.
I think it's going to take a lot for... Well... Yeah, because it's going to take a lot, at least for her to redeem herself.
It may, but I am prepared to do what it takes. I can only hope that, in our time journeying together, I will succeed.
Indeed.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
I was wondering if we could talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
How did you come to be a Jedi?
How I came to be a Jedi? I am sure you would not find it very interesting. Are you sure you would like to hear?
Seems like no one particularly cared about her, or you know what I mean, was curious about her life. Sure.
Well, it goes back a number of years. Back on my homeworld, we did not see Jedi very often, especially where I lived.
What is the... actually, we're not going to assume she lived on Cathar. Where did you live?
The hind end of space. A pit of a world, to be sure, where Jedi rarely tread. But we had heard of them. Well, everyone had, so that is not to be unexpected. Champions of truth, defenders of justice, heroes of the Republic. It was very easy for a child to be enthralled by their image, their mystique. Maybe I was one of those children.
Did you meet a Jedi?
Yes. Yes, I did. When I saw a Jedi for the first time, they lived up to everything my imagination had created them to be. I was awed, and maybe a little enamored.
So what did you do?
From that moment on, I knew that I would have to try to become a Jedi. To lift myself out of the rut I had been living in for years, and to make a real difference, as the Jedi were. The foolish delusions of a child. But this child made it happen. As soon as I was able, I left my world and went in search of them. I found them and was accepted. I had been living my dream on Dantooine for several years before you came, although perhaps I was not entirely ready for it, or not completely suited to the task. Otherwise, I would not have fallen. But thanks to you, I have been redeemed. Perhaps I may yet live to see that dream of mine come true. Come, there is much we should do. Let us not waste time talking. Action is what is needed.
I love her Russian accent.
How may I be of...
Can we talk about anything else?
What is it?
Are you doing all right? You had a bit of a bad experience.
I thank you for your concern, but I am still a bit shaken.
Why? What's wrong?
I have been thinking about myself, about Quatra, and about my fall to the dark side. I keep thinking that it was my anger that drove me that far, that nearly damned me. I look inside myself now and I can still see it. I still feel it.
Perhaps you just need more time.
More time would do me good. Time to distance myself from that anger. I think that is why the Council agreed to send me with you. They think, perhaps, that in your company, I will be able to free myself from it.
Go on walkabout. Well, if I see you... Actually, no. I can't afford to look after you all the time, Juhani.
I do not come here begging for scraps from you. I will earn my way with you. You will see just how valuable I am.
There you go.
How may I be... What is... Of course...
There, got her all riled. That's what I like to see. A little bit of passion. You can have some passion. You can't have the Jedi be like mindless automatons or emotionless automatons. This is the Galaxy Map, the Ebon Hawk's onboard navigational computer. When you are ready to leave Dantooine, you can use the Galaxy Map to travel to other planets around the galaxy. The destination is still stored in the Ebon Hawk's computer from the last trip Davik made with it. Now, this is actually the... Where is it at? This is added in Dantooine, Yavin. These coordinates point to a small space station orbiting the gas giant Yavin. I have actually never been here because I played on the Xbox and this was a PC thing. Let's go ahead and travel there first. I want to see what it's like. Bye, Dantooine. Now, I do believe when we're jumping, we do randomly get attacked by Sith fighters, so that'll be fun. I can tell by the music cues, and we actually got through here without having to fight, so that's good. So let's see. Oh. Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
Lord Malak, the Star Forge is operating at 200% capacity, far beyond our expectations.
I am more interested in the young Jedi Bastila and her battle meditation. Have you learned how she escaped the destruction of Taris?
She was aided by Karth Onasi, a decorated war hero of the Republic and a legendary soldier. During the Mandalore Wars, he was honored many times for his bravery.
You know this man?
Yes, Lord Malak. He served under me when I still followed the Republic. You could say I was his mentor.
Interesting. How did you acquire this information, Admiral?
An eyewitness, Lord Malak.
Ah, hey, Callow.
Callow Nord, a bounty hunter, was there when Bastila and Karth escaped the planet. Apparently, they left him for dead.
A Jedi and a war hero. It's a wonder you survived the encounter.
I am hard to kill, Lord Malak.
Callow has agreed to help us capture the young Bastila for a very hefty fee, of course. But I assure you he is well worth the price. His reputation as a bounty hunter is well earned.
Her companions are nothing to me, Callow. But I desire the young Jedi taken alive, if at all possible.
Lord Malak, forgive me. There is something else. May we have a private audience away from the ears of the common soldiers?
I trust you are not wasting my time, Admiral Kareth.
I promise you will be very interested in what Callow has to tell you about Bastila's other companions, Lord Malak.
Ah, Yavin. And the moon is Yavin 4, but we're not landing there. That looks like a sonic screwdriver with fins. There we are. Now, unfortunately, we may have to head back to Dantooine here real quick because I'm trying to remember... Well, first off.
Yes, what's on your mind?
Okay.
You got it.
Nothing from Karth. What about you, Bastila?
How can I help?
You have something you want to add? Yeah, before we have story time with Bastila.
I do. How did you know?
Educated guess from the way you keep staring.
I am a Jedi. I am far too disciplined to betray my emotions with outward physical displays.
Uh-huh.
We both know the real reason you have some idea of what I'm thinking, the bond we share.
Maybe.
Our connection allows us glimpses into each other's mind. We can feel some of what the other feels, and what I feel within you troubles me. A Padawan must receive considerable training. They must learn to control their emotions and darker impulses. Often it takes years before using the Force can be considered safe. The fact that you are so strong in the Force and have had such relatively little training could have terrible consequences. For you, and for everyone around you.
You had warned me when I do something bad. Blink once for dark side, twice for light. So what do you think I should do?
I don't think there's much you can do. If things were different, I would recommend several years of training under one of the Jedi Masters. But I fear that won't be possible. Thankfully, you've exhibited a degree of compassion and self-control up to this point. I sincerely hope you can maintain these traits in the future. We must all resist the influence of the dark side. It's everything we are fighting against. This is doubly important for you, with your natural affinity for the Force.
Why are you getting so upset?
I'm sorry if I come across as harsh, but I am concerned. For you, for our mission, and for myself as well. Our destinies are intertwined. Everything one of us does will have consequences for the other. Any reckless behavior on your part is likely to affect me as well.
It works both ways, though, doesn't it? You could always help me stay strong.
Yes, that is true. I will do my best to guide you, but I am no master. Not yet. And there are times when I find the sheer strength of your power almost overwhelming. Your power could be a gift or a curse. When you need guidance or advice or support, I will do my best to help you stay on the path of the light.
Well, I doubt I'll be a risk to the mission.
No, of course not. Not yet. But there will be challenges ahead that might make it otherwise. I only hope I have the wisdom to help you through the dark times. But for now, we should return to our mission.
Indeed.
How can I help? Then
Nothing there. Now, the reason that we may have to head back to Dantooine... Oh. Hey, Big Z. I was checking our supplies in the cargo hold. Something's not right. Not right? What do you mean? Someone's been into the emergency stash of food. Mish and I asked everyone, but nobody knows anything about it. You might want to check out the food stores next time you're in the cargo hold. And that's what when I went into the cargo hold, I remembered. I didn't know when it was, but remember that stowaway? Or not the stowaway, but that girl that was missing in Dantooine that we said that we'd go find? I think... Let's see here. This is where the food stores are, aren't they? Maybe? Strangely, the food storage seems to have been disturbed recently. No one in the party would have done this, so there must be some other explanation. Examine the supplies more closely. There are no half-eaten or torn packages to indicate the theft was from pest or vermin. It looks more like some unknown person had been conducting clandestine raids on your stores. Whoever the thief is, they've managed to avoid detection by you or your companion so far. Maybe a thorough search of the ship will reveal the stowaway. Indeed. Well, I know they're not in there. And we don't have the proper code, so in one of these empty rooms, I think, because Juhani's not in here. Where would you be? We are going to track you down. You think you hear the soft patter of footsteps behind you. When you stop to listen, they disappear. Uh-huh. Did you backtrack? No. Let's try over in this direction. You wouldn't go near Canderous. I know you're smarter than that. Yoink. That's mission. Canderous would have shot them on sight. Not in the engine room. Ah, there you are. Ah. Hey. What are you... Oh, wait. Little girl? Where did you come from? I don't understand what you're saying. Wait, actually, calm down. I'm not going to hurt you. I still don't understand you. She frowns and looks at you helplessly. Alright. Well, we did find her. Does the name Lur Arca ring a bell? What about Rundel Utsulam? The girl looks at you quizzically, not understanding. Can you tell me your name? Point to yourself. My name is Seth Talgar. You are? Sasha. Do you know a Twi'lek by the name of Lur Arca Sules? The girl obviously doesn't understand you. Sasha. Your name is Sasha, right? Try to learn Sasha's strange language. Many of the words you're speaking are Mandalorian. Ooh. Mandalore. That's your word for Mandalorian. So you do know of them. Let's go grab Canderous. Or yeah, I was saying Karth was shooting them. No, it was Canderous. I can understand Mandalorian, but your words are all mixed up. Bristag. What's that? Is it a thing? Something around here? Bristag. It means starship, doesn't it?
Dong abuk shami
Bristag.
nonok.
Starship, blah blah blah. Isowan.
Dong abuk shami nonok.
I see you? Or you see me?
Dong abuk shami nonok.
You're hiding. Not Isowan is hide.
Dong ki ba non tontek.
I didn't get all of that, but sure.
Selima wanga kun bikin.
Leisva. Everything is safe, is that it?
Dong ki ba non tontek.
You sleep here? Leisva means sleep?
Kipuna. Bona na kichu.
The starship. You mean home. The ship is your home.
Kipuna. Bona na kichu.
Another mouth to feed. You're hiding in the starship. It's your home. I understand.
Mucho shakapaka.
You've said that before. What is Gondisen?
Mucho shakapaka.
Something about me, right? But what?
Dong abuk shami nonok.
She smiles and pats her chest. You're Gondisen? No, that's not it.
Mucho shakapaka.
Say something else, Sasha.
Mucho shakapaka. Mucho shak.
You already said that. What about it?
Dong abuk shami nonok.
It's something you like. Oh, Gondisen means you like it.
Mucho shakapaka.
You like me. I understand.
Selima wanga kun bikin.
See, we're just going through this entire language, aren't we? Nah, abs. You said that when I first found you.
Kipuna. Bona na kichu.
Girl slaps her leg. Abs means hit? Is that it?
Kipuna. Bona na kichu.
So, abs is to hurt. Not abs means not hurt. Is that it?
Dong ki ba non tontek.
I understand. No, I won't hurt you.
Dong ki ba non tontek.
Good grief. She has a... Well, this would be how you would understand a language. Yum? What kind of word is that?
Dong abuk shami
The girl seems
nonok.
puzzled. She points toward elsewhere on the ship. You want something from elsewhere?
Selima wanga kun bikin.
Ah. To chew? To bite? No, I don't get it.
Dong ki ba non tontek.
She wants food.
Dong
That's the universal part of the ship? A room?
mucho shakapaka.
Yum. You mean food, don't you? It's a universal language. Yum is food.
Selima wanga kun bikin.
And she smiles. New gis. Is that all one phrase?
Kipuna. Bona na kichu.
She thinks for a moment, then stabs downward several times with her finger. The floor? Nugis means floor?
Kipuna. Bona na kichu.
You're not speaking now. Nugis means now. Non-nugis is not now or before.
Kipuna. Bona na kichu.
You want some food now. You're hungry.
Dong ki ba non tontek.
What does that mean?
Mucho shakapaka.
I'm supposed to talk? To speak? What about?
Dong ki ba non tontek.
So tabbed means tell me about. I get it.
Dong ki ba non tontek.
Communicate with Sasha in her language.
Mucho shakapaka.
So now we broke the code. Why are you hiding on my ship?
Selima wanga kun bikin.
You came to the ship before. You were very scared. Why?
Kipuna. Bona na kichu.
You left the Mandalorians and hid here on the ship.
Dong ki ba non tontek.
You don't want to leave. The Ebon Hawk is your home.
Dong abuk shami nonok.
The Ebon Hawk isn't your home, Sasha. Not your first home, anyway.
Dong abuk shami nonok.
Tell me about your home before.
Dong ki ba non tontek.
Well, there's someone who will take you home now. Lure Arca. Yeah, Lure Arca.
Dong abuk
She
shami
seems
nonok.
uncertain. If Lure Arca is still there, we'll see. The girl seems to think about this but says nothing. Okay, well, that was a chore. But we did find our stowaway, and we are on Yavin, so here's what we're going to do, guys. In the next episode, we will head back to Dantooine and drop her off, possibly, depending on her thoughts on the situation. And then we'll head back to Yavin and see what exactly is on board that space station. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. I know the episode was very dialogue heavy, but the sooner we get those out of the way, the sooner we can get to the action. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.